Her hair slightly waved in the wind, though it was as soft as a whisper. She searched around herself with the light as a lighthouse would as a signal, or rather, a search tower. It was then multiple paw steps scuffled the ground loudly, trying to stay out of the light around the rock mount she stood on. She was surrounded. She gasped and tried to no avail to catch sight of the coyotes around her. It made no sense that she couldn't exactly see the animals, but she did notice how dark it was around her. It was like the flashlight in her phone did nothing to light the first several feet in front of her. Her breath hitched in terror at the sound of claws scraping against the rock behind her. She had to do something. A little voice in her head screamed at her that the coyotes would find a way to reach her, and she needed to leave. She regretted even leaving the store at all at that point, but knew better than to dwell on it. Though she couldn't gauge exactly how many coyotes were around her, which sounded like a lot were, she knew that they didn't like the light of her phone. She planned to use that to her advantage, and hopefully clear a path for herself in front of her and get a head start when she jumped down from the mound. It was a risky course of action, but especially when she forgot how high off the ground she climbed. But it would all be worth it. She prepared to dismount off the rock and pointed to her phone in front of her, but dropped it out of complete terror. She had seen, before she lost her phone, a large looming figure of complete black. It had spiky, bristling fur on either shoulder, a large mane of fur, and a head of what looked like a dog with long, tuft-like bunny ears. Its eyes were a glaring white, and its lips were pulled back into a snarl, showing pointed, long fangs glinting in the light. The terrifying part wasn't in its appearance, though it was certainly a heart-stopping sight, but at the fact she never even heard it. It was like a ghost. She honestly couldn't be sure if her eyes were playing tricks on her or not, but the cold feeling of fear washed over her, and it was then she was certain of something very wrong here.